Hey everyone, Greynaut here, and today I'd like to suggest you read The Last Adventurer. It's a manhwa about a man named Elpam, who in a future where the world known as Maple World has fallen into ruin after the reappearance of the Black Mage. And he becomes the sole surviving adventurer. After witnessing the collapse of all major factions like the Cygnus Knights, the Resistance, and the Cross Hunters, along with the death of the legendary 6 heroes who once sealed the Black Mage, Elpam fights alone until his final moments. However, instead of dying in vain, he regresses back in time to the era where mysterious Maple Gates first appeared, spawning monsters and ushering the age of adventure. Starting from the bottom, as an undervalued orphan with no resources, Elpam uses his future knowledge to gather allies, raid dungeons, and grow stronger. His goal is to prevent the apocalypse he experienced, rewrite history, and eliminate the threats that led to the world's destruction, all while navigating betrayals, scams, and the harsh realities of adventure life. So, let's get to it. The Last Adventurer novel is known as Chohyo Manga and was created by the author, D-Dart, also known as The Dart. It consists of 300 chapters and is complete. Its adaptation into a manga by Blue Lobster with art by Salty Dog consists of over 110 chapters and is still ongoing with weekly updates, and at this time, there may be even more than just 110. The Last Adventurer is an action fantasy manga with adventure and dungeon exploration elements, featuring strong world building inspired by the Maple universe. It includes regression tropes, power progression, and balanced party dynamics with a focus on strategy over brute force. The story isn't your typical dungeon crawler due to its darker post-apocalyptic undertones, and Elpam isn't your standard hero. He's pragmatic, ruthless when needed, and shaped by betrayal, making it a solid read if you're into regression stories with meaningful team interaction and high-stakes raids. So, let's dive into it a bit. Our main character is Elpam, who in his original timeline was an orphan thrown out by his guildmaster despite his talent. He rose to become one of the most powerful adventurers, wielding telekinetic magic as a mage and fighting with calculated precision rather than overwhelming power. After regression, he starts as a low-status slave but uses his foreknowledge to build strength methodically. Elpam is calm, confident, and acts like a true regressor, focusing on survival, loot, and preventing future disasters, while being kind to his allies but unforgiving to his enemies, creating a protective barrier around his party to avoid the losses he endured before. For the side characters, we have a few. Elpam's first companion, Debo, a pole-arm wielding warrior who serves as the party's frontline tank. He's bought as a slave initially due to Elpam's need for reliable muscle, but he's treated as an equal and grows into a loyal, skeptical individual who always questions plans but charges them bravely during fights. Elpam's second companion is Kiri, a skilled swordswoman from the Cygnus Knights faction. She joins as a dedicated fighter, providing close combat support and discipline to the group with a strong sense of justice that complements Elpam's pragmatism. Other key members include Ralph, a support specialist focused on buffs and healing, who notoriously is money obsessed and always calculates costs and rewards, adding a greedy but useful dynamic. And last, Minerve, often called Minor or Minor, a pirate-style markswoman who handles ranged attacks with guns and precision, serving as a competent skeptic who keeps the team grounded. Other main side characters are references to the legendary 6 heroes from Maple World's history, who sealed the Black Mage in the past but are now deceased in the future timeline. Figures like warriors and mages whose legacies influence the world, though Elpam aims to surpass or alter their fates through his actions. The main villains of the story are the Black Mage, also called the Dark Mage, and his followers, who orchestrate the waves of destruction through monstrous hordes emerging from Maple Gates. These gates lead to dungeons filled with increasingly deadly bosses and traps, serving as recurring threats that drive the adventurer's struggles, with corrupt guilds and opportunity betrayers also adding human antagonism and even more of a threat on top of something that's already the biggest threat. story develops through the escalating challenges of raiding Maple Gates, portals to mystic realms filled with monsters, bosses, and loot, that the adventurers must clear to gain skills, items, and levels. It is seen through the eyes of Elpam's parties as they form bonds, uncover hidden conspiracies, and grow from weak beginners to elite forces capable of tackling world-ending threats. The world expands as Gates became more dangerous with time, revealing deeper lore about Maple World's factions, the Black Mage's resurrection, and interconnected events across regions. Previous hero groups failed to permanently stop the catastrophe, so with this regression, it allows Elpam a chance to form new alliances, explore forgotten knowledge, and unite these groups against a common foe, blending intense action sequences with strategic planning and emotional character arcs. The Last Adventurer is another story of one person having the knowledge of the future and must navigate in a previous time, dealing with the effects of their actions. The main character isn't overpowered in all fights, but has vast knowledge on various aspects, whether it be physical or mental tactics, leading to the battles with unexpected results and avoiding the story becoming stale, which can be common when every fight or engagement is obvious. I enjoyed the story's focus on not only the MC, but emphasizing the impacts of the side characters and the motives of the villains. This story has a lot of action and amazing panels, great character backgrounds, and keeps you engaged no matter what. It's worth the read. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy reading this one as much as I have. If you have any suggestions yourself, please put them in the comments and I'll get them to read if I haven't already. A note to add for this is, remember that knowledge is power. Strength itself is also power, but it's not the only form of power that's required if you really want to succeed. Keep your mind strong, keep your body strong, and keep your spirit strong, and you'll get by just fine. With that being said, thank you once again, and safe travels.